Hello, and welcome to Gary's Garage. Today we're actually in Steve's garage, but we're working on the Santa Fe today. What we got going on is motor mounts. So this car, it's got 170,000 kilometers on it. It is the V6 3.5 port injection engine, and there's a small vibration under acceleration. So I feel one of the motor mounts has failed. So I figured at some point, if one's failed, they're probably all failed. So we've got all four of them. We're going to replace all four of them today. So that's what we're going to do. So right now I'm just getting the car jacked up. So let's get started.
Well, it might be a little hard to see in here, down here. So this is the rear motor mount, and you can see it. It is yeah, a little hard to get the lighting, but it's right here, and there's a mount connected to the engine, and then there's these three bolts on the bottom of the subframe that tie the motor mount to the subframe. So the order, and then there's a bracket that goes on the engine. So the order to do it is to loosen the bolt that goes from the bracket to the motor mount through the one stud in the middle of the motor mount, and then to loosen these three, and then we're going to put the jack underneath the transmission so we can hold the engine up, and that way we can torque it or tilt it a little bit forward, and then we're going to get these the bolts off the bracket on the engine, and then we should be able to take it out. So let's get to it. So yeah, just so what we're trying to do here is get this bracket which goes onto the block of the engine and get it off, but can't get a socket on it. Can get a wrench on it, but can't pull enough. So we're trying to use a combination, but there's just not enough room. So I'm not too sure what we're going to do here.
Okay, there's the new mount. It was a wrestle job to get it out. But if you can see, if I shine the light in there, you can see the holes where the bolt goes in. And so the difficulty was getting the bolts on the bracket that go to the block of the engine out, because there's just, you know, not a lot of room under the car, and depending on the tools, so we ended up using a 17 millimeter deep socket and a universal, and then a long extension, and then a ratchet, and then a big wrench to extend the fulcrum of it. And then I got it loosened, and once that was loose, then the bolts came out real easy. So it's just a matter of, it's difficult to get in there to get that much torque on it. So that was the problem. So we got it out, and we had a little problem. There's a pin, locating pin, in the top of this, and the pin came out of the old mount and went in the bracket. So we had to pound it out. If you get into that problem, there's the hole there. But if you look at the top of the bracket, the hole goes all the way through. So we were able to pound the pin out by just putting it in the vise and then pounding the pin out. So we can do that. So we get this motor mount down in the hole and get it placed. So the sequence that we're working on is to put the motor mount down, placed in place, then attach the bracket to the top of the motor mount, and get the pin located, get the nut loosely on there, and then get the bolts that hold the bracket onto the engine in, and then start tightening them in. So, and then it's because you want to still have some movement in the parts so that you can help line it all up. You don't want to tighten one thing and then you can't line up the other part. So you leave everything kind of loose until all the bolts are in, and then you can tighten and torque them all up. So it's going to be very difficult to video this, but we'll see what we can do. All right, so the new mount is in, and the bottom bolts are on, but you can see that it's still loose. That way I can move it around, and it'll be easy to line up the bolts going into the block. And then, but I want to get that pin in, and this single nut on the top tightened down, not tight, but holding the pin so the pin doesn't come out. It doesn't come out of the pin. I don't want to bolt it in and then not have it be able to sit in. So I want to get that part in first, and then put the bolts into the block.
Is it catching?
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
Okay.
All
Next
right.
one. And then I can use the box end 17 to tighten up the bottom one.
Yep. Looking good.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this series. This will be the end for all 4 videos. But thank you for watching Gary's Garage. If you like the video, please press like. And if you like the content and what I'm doing, please subscribe. I'll keep working to get more content. It's going to be a little lean for a while, but it's coming the spring. Those should be lots more. So again, thanks for watching. Gary's Garage. Have a good day.